what's happening that I'm noticing is that the rules, okay, that's a big deal right now. Rules, rules, rules. Like, all I hear are rules, like what I can do, what I can't do, what you aren't going to do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And it's such bullshit, you guys. Okay? And so if you're going to keep living from this rules perspective, it's going to get you in trouble. Not in trouble in a negative way. And rules, I'm not talking about laws. I'm not talking about good or bad. I am not playing that whole like separation, division, polarization, right and wrong thing. That's not what we're having a conversation here about. We're talking about your rules. Okay? And so what are your rules? That's the discussion I want you guys to start having with yourself. So it's time to break your rules. It is time to break your rules. And I say that because the rules that we're struggling with right now are our own rules. Now, the reason I say this is because I have listened to so many clients in the last week or two that are coming at me and asking me questions that I find like literally baffling, that they're asking me this question, if it's okay. And what I realized is it comes from internal rules. All right, so these rules that you're coming up with, you have to break these rules. Is it okay for me to meditate this way? Is it okay for me to do this kind of yoga? Is it okay to do yoga that way because it's not normal? Is it okay to eat this way? Is it okay that I'm exhausted and I'm sleeping so much? Is this kind of exercise the right kind of exercise? Should I socialize? Is it bad that I'm being so kind of introverted and quiet and going into solitary kind of quiet solitude to heal? Is it okay? Is the education that I don't do the normal traditional education and go to college and go to high school and go do all this stupid stuff when we have all this free education? And I'm like, well, should I do that? Yes. Yes, you should. Try a new way, right? Is it okay that I'm dating differently? I find this shit crazy. Guys, I do. I find this insane, right? And so anyway, this is just my observation because I'm giving you what I get to see. All right? I get to see client after person after person having these discussions about the same thing and asking me, is this okay? And the answer is yes. If you have a rule inside your soul, okay, inside your heart, and you're asking, should I do this? And it's not going to hurt anyone else other than you not doing it, yes, break your rule. And so the reason we have these rules is because it's time for us to unlearn what you've learned, okay? What you learned in school when you were 0 to 7, 0 to 10, that's when it all got programmed, right? What you learned was that you are in a pass-fail system. And if you're somewhere in the middle, if you don't have an A and you don't have an F, if you want one of those, you're mediocre. You're that C kid. You're the D kid. I taught my kids, go ahead and get a D. Just get enough to get out of that class. It's stupid. It does nothing for you. And they always questioned it. Mom, you know other parents, they put pressure on their kids to have good grades. I don't give a shit. I ask you to be a good person with character and a moral compass that makes people want to be in your space. That's what we forgot. Those are your good rules. But we have all these rules that say, can I do this? And the answer is yes, do whatever the fuck you want. It is time to start living your best life, and you're not because you have all these rules. Should I do this? Should I start this? Should I stop that? Yes, you should. Right? And so I'm bringing this up because, again, in the Truth Tribe on Monday, we're going to talk a lot about the upcoming next week, a week from Saturday, I think, Saturday or Sunday, is a full moon in Scorpio. And you're already feeling it. I know it's a moon and these are the flows, but it's in Scorpio energy. And we're going through karma. So the Monday's class is going to be about karmic contracts, big contracts and little teeny tiny contracts that you make. But we have all these karmic contracts that are happening right now. We have all these karmic contracts from history, from the past, from your past lives to past this lifetime with people, right? You have this karma that you have to deal with. And it's not a good or bad deal with. It's are you going to do it? And we don't like it. We don't like doing things that are uncomfortable or that make us frustrated or that scares us, because the rules are, if you don't do a good job and you get a D or an F on that test, if you go to yoga and they're all better than you and you suck, you come out feeling like shit. Like, oh, they're much better than I am. Who gives a shit? I find this so fascinating because this is society's programming. And if you fail 1,500 times, but you win, and they never try because they're so afraid to fail, you win. So it gets me so riled up, I know. But what's coming up is the shadow. All of your shadows are coming up right now. And it's surfacing to see if you're going to choose you. That's it. That's what's happening on the planet right now. Are you going to choose you? Hi, guys. So many of you are popping in, by the way. I love you all for joining. But what I really want you guys to start thinking through this through this weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend, by the way. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, or all of you who are celebrating with your moms. I'm celebrating in relaxation. I am going to take it all in. And so see the shadows that are surfacing and going, oh my God, the rule is this day on the calendar says it's Sunday and it's Mother's Day and I have to do all this stuff. And maybe your mother just wants to be left the fuck alone. Never thought of that? Maybe she wants a break. Maybe she doesn't want to do all this stuff. Maybe she doesn't want to sit and socialize with all of you. Have you ever asked people what the rules are? Have you ever said, Mom, we're coming for 1 hour to shower you with gifts and food, and we're leaving and we're going to let you relax? No one asks people what they want because we have all these programmed rules. All right? And so it's time to start asking yourself, if I didn't do that, follow that, experience that rule that I think was a rule, right? Would I feel like I don't measure up? It's a big deal. And so rules are low frequency. Expansion is high frequency. And I want you to think about it. If you do something, is it expanding you, or do you think about doing it? Does it drain you? It's a big question. And so I want you to make a list this weekend. All right? I want you to make a list of all the things that repeat in your life that you dislike, number one. And number two, what rules do you have around them? Do I have a rule of, oh my God, I have to do this because this is what we've always done? Do I have to go and have Mother's Day as an example? Like, I find that fascinating because we always do it. My answer is, I don't want to go eat. I don't want to go out to dinner. I want food that I make, which I'm not going to make. And I don't need to worry about putting guilt trip on my kids or my family for not having that guilt trip day. Why can't we do it on Friday night so I can sleep in on Mother's Day? Why do I have to get up and go do all this and entertain all of you? That's what we're doing because you have rules. Okay, so rules on dating, rules on education, rules on who we date, how we date. Oh my gosh, this is how you do it. Enough. So anyway, I know, I get in my little rants on Friday, but guys, it is time for you to break the freaking rules, and I'm using Mother's Day as one of them. And if you think you're having a Mother's Day experience or giving your mother an experience because you think you need to go stare at her and give her food and give her gifts, and that's what makes her happy, every mother on the planet wants a break. So, there's my tip. If you were a mother and you were mothering yourself, what would that be? How could you break the rules? One, what is repeating in your life? This is your tip of the day. What is repeating in your life that you dislike? And number two, what rules do you have around it that you could break and say, I don't really need to do that anymore, around the topics I listed? Basic things in your life. All that list I said, eating and sleeping and exercising and socializing and education and dating and meditation. And can I meditate this way, Dawn? I don't meditate any of the traditional, take that back, traditional trendy ways. sit there and be quiet. I'm not that personality, so why am I following that trendy rule? I meditate walking every day with my eyes open. Shocker. I play all the meditations and I get the same download, the same energy, the same experience you're having in silence. Now, some of you need to not walk and be quiet. No rules. All right, guys, I've been going off too long. I am going to go into depth regarding rules, karma, and contracts on Monday, as well as the lunar eclipse coming up on the 15th. It's going to be a doozy. You're feeling it already. We're literally in the middle, sandwiched right now in the center of a solar eclipse in Taurus and a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And it is happening. You're feeling the energy. Solar and lunar eclipses basically push you off the cliff and force you to shift relationships in some way, rules, as I will call them, of how you experience your relationships with money, your relationships with health, your relationships with wealth, with people, with experiences, all of it. Okay? So if you're either going to go willingly with good advice and information and knowledge from the source of wisdom and God and universe, or I can push you off, or the universe can push you off. It's totally up to you, but I'm going to have the information available on Monday. If you're not registered in the Truth Tribe, go to my link below, or link in my bio. It's right there. Tap on it. Just tap on the button Truth Tribe as soon as you open my homepage, or scroll down, go to the Truth Tribe there, register. It'll send you a Zoom link, and you'll be there. I will see you on Monday, 6 o'clock, Arizona time. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers. I wish you the most quiet, zen, nobody bother you time. And I will see you then. Take care. Have a great day. Love you. Bye. Brightest blessings.